I'm a dire Chiefs and Cyclones fan, and with the blockbuster trades that have happened today with Myles Garrett and it seems A.J. Brown, let's talk about what the state of the 2026 Chiefs are, why it is a very, very important offseason and season for Andy Reid, Brett Veach and company, and why this could be the end of an era. My name's AJ Caldwell. Welcome back to Cyclone Kingdom. Holy cow, welcome to the NFL offseason. Myles Garrett to the Rams. A.J. Brown likely to the Patriots, happening maybe as we're even recording this video and as you're watching this video. There is a lot going on in the NFL offseason. So where does that leave the Kansas City Chiefs? They've been the dynasty in the NFL since Patrick Mahomes won his first Super Bowl. They've been the dynasty in the NFL since Andy Reid and Mahomes and Kelsey have developed all their chemistry. But could that be coming to an end? I've been preaching from the mountaintops about this Dynasty 2.0 that's going to be happening with the Chiefs. That they're just turning over a new leaf, that missing the playoffs is exactly the rest that they needed, even though it's not the way you want it to happen. And now they're going to start rolling off Super Bowls again. But what if they don't do what they're required to do? What if they don't make the offseason moves they're required to make? What if they decide not to go in the direction they're supposed to go in? The NFL blockbusters have told you everything you need to know about where the NFL is headed. It's headed into giving superstar players more superstars. The Rams are saying, screw all their picks, we're going to win now. The Patriots are saying, we just went to the Super Bowl and we want to keep doing that. The Kansas City Chiefs have addressed the running back room, and that's it. They've addressed the defensive line with, different people and different players and all this different stuff, but they're all unproven. They're all unproven. So what does it mean for the Kansas City Chiefs if they don't do anything specifically at wide receiver? It means this is the end of an era. It means the era of Andy Reid and Brett Veach is coming to a close. Because as much as I've loved this era of Chiefs football, and maybe this is a spoiled take or whatever because the Chiefs have had so much success, but if you've missed the playoffs, and even before that you didn't look great, post winning back-to-back Super Bowls, in a year in which you got blown out by the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and your 2026 season involves a wide receiver room of Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Tyquan Thornton, if that team doesn't do anything and it doesn't shock the world and go to a Super Bowl or an AFC Championship game, there are consequences to be made. There are consequences that are going to come from that. So what do the Chiefs do? What is the state of the Chiefs going into 2026? As we sit here on June 1st, what does it mean for the Chiefs to be successful? It means, as we've preached for weeks, to give Patrick Mahomes a weapon. To get him a guy. Because Juju Smith-Schuster is now off the table. A.J. Brown is about to be off the table. Stephon Diggs is still there. Tyreek Hill is still there. Deebo Samuel is still there. Heck, even Keenan Allen is still there. If you really wanted to resort to that, just give Mahomes someone. Because if we go into 2026 with the same mantra as what we did with the running back room in 2025 and saying we trust our guys, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace for a team that considers themselves the class of the NFL. And I'll be honest, all the people that are trolling me and trolling Chiefs fans and trolling the Chiefs and saying y'all aren't good anymore, all start to believe it if we go into a wide receiver room with that. If we go into a year with those three guys I just mentioned and that's it, you already know my takes on Rashee Rice. I'm sure Xavier Worthy and Tyquan Thornton are well-meaning guys and they seem like professionals. They're not superstars yet. Travis Kelce's going to be 36, 37 years old. We're supposed to believe he's going to be the number one option? We're supposed to believe that the defensive line is going to take this superstar leap forward that the Rams now have? That the Packers have with Micah Parsons? Are you kidding me? The Chiefs' defense is not going to be the Texans or the Browns. They're not going to be elite. They're going to be really good, I think. But it might not matter if Mahomes is throwing to Nico Remigio, all respect to him. It's not going to matter if we're trusting Jalen Royals to make plays. It's not going to matter. Cyrus Allen is the one that we hope is the next Tyreek Hill. Now, I have hope that he could be in 5 to 10 years. What about in 2026? What about for a team that still has Mahomes in his prime? That if they go back to a Super Bowl, the dynasty is still alive and well. It means nothing if the Chiefs don't do anything this offseason and prove that Andy Reid and Brett Veach have lost their fastball. I'll start to believe all the smoke. I'll start to believe all the trolls that are clowning us if that happens. Because I will then go into the 2026 season very, very skeptical about the Chiefs' offense. Because Patrick Mahomes is coming off an ACL. I know he can be Superman, but he's not going to be the same, at least for the first half of the season. And if he doesn't have anybody to throw to, I don't care if you got Kenneth Walker. He can't fix everything. Mahomes is Superman. He can't fix everything. Look at last season for an example of that. He can't do it all by himself. He was the leading rusher for the Chiefs last year, y'all. He was the leading rusher for the Chiefs, and he plays quarterback. Chiefs are in a bad spot. But that can all change if you address what you need to address. And that is getting Stephon Diggs. That is getting Tyreek Hill, even if you don't get him until Thanksgiving. That is getting Deebo Samuel, because Andy Reid loves those gadget type of guys. Bringing somebody in to provide Chiefs fans with some solace when they look at the offense this year. Because I don't know how I'm going to process going into Monday Night Football against the Denver Broncos if I see Patrick Mahomes and Kenneth Walker out there with Travis Kelce, who you hope can replicate something last year. Wide receiver 1, who is an untrustworthy criminal. And Xavier Worthy and Tyquan Thornton, who haven't proved anything in the league ever. Your offense will be a hopeful offense. Your offense will be a, well, I hope. You will not have any concrete evidence outside of your running back room and your chemistry between your quarterback and your tight end that the Chiefs can actually do something on offense. And defenses will know that. Defenses know that all you got to do in that case is take away Travis Kelce and let Kenneth Walker get his. Because outside of that, they're not going to win the game. Guys, I love Kenneth Walker. I think he's a great running back. He's not going to fix the offense overnight. If there's no passing threat, similar to last year how there was no running threat, it's just a different problem reversed. Where the Chiefs no longer don't have a run game, they now no longer have a pass game. Imagine saying that about a team that's quarterbacked by Patrick Mahomes. The state of the Chiefs is rough right now, but I hope even as you're watching this video, the Chiefs have changed that. Because I hope Brett Veach and Andy Reid and Mark Donovan and Clark Hunt are looking themselves in the mirror and saying, this isn't right. We need to give Mahomes someone that can help us. It's going to take some restructuring. It's going to take talking to Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith and saying, hey, we need to go get one more weapon from Mahomes. But you cannot in good conscience go into 2026, especially with the Rashee Rice stuff that's come out. You cannot in good conscience go into the season with that wide receiver room. If the Rashee Rice stuff never happened, if he had never been committed of a crime, if he had never had any jail time, if he was just this dude that had never had any problems off the field, I'd feel great. I feel great about this. Rashee Rice has proven himself. His talent on the field is great, but he can't be trusted. And I'm not talking about as a football player. He can't be trusted as a person. So why am I supposed to trust that he's going to stay on the field for an entire season when the NFL still might suspend him? That's the state the Chiefs are in. And it's a more dire state when you see teams like the Rams, who have won 1 Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford, be in a better spot than a Chiefs team that's won 3 Super Bowls with Patrick Mahomes. Seems like a distant memory from that McCole Hardman, Patrick Mahomes touchdown pass to win back-to-back Super Bowls. It seems like a distant memory compared to what we see now. Do not waste Mahomes' prime. Do not waste Kenneth Walker. Do not waste this last dance with Travis Kelce. Go help your offense, please. Please, dude. Chiefs fans are begging you. Brett Veach, Andy Reid, they're begging you to talk to Veach or to talk to Mahomes and say, who do you want? because this needs to be fixed ASAP. And anybody that is saying that it doesn't need to be fixed is part of the problem. You rearrange the coaching staff. You change all the coaching staff. Maybe you think the Chiefs coaches will fix everything. And before Rashee Rice broke his probation, maybe I agreed with you. Because Rashee Rice was on probation, that he was shown grace by the judicial system, and we could move forward. But now he's broke his probation, he's currently in a jail cell, and a coaching staff that's new is not going to fix that. Rashee Rice doesn't need to be playing football right now. He needs to know Christ, and he needs to be in a mental institution to help his behavior and help his brain and soul think through what's most important. Chad O'Shea and Eric Bieniemy are not going to do that for him. Leave your comments down below about what you think the state of the 2026 Chiefs is if they go into this season with this wide receiver room. We got position previews coming out soon, week by week game previews coming out soon, this whole offseason, and hopefully we're talking about a new addition to the Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver room to help them get back on the mountaintop and start Dynasty 2.0 just like they're supposed to. Leave your comments down below what you think about the state of the Chiefs. And as always, roll clones. And how about those Chiefs?